Hello, listeners. Today is February 21st, and this is a Garden a Day with Maidenbrock Gardens. Thank you for listening. Today's garden is the result of an urban planning initiative. Really? That sounds boring, doesn't it? But there is nothing boring about this garden. So where are we? Today we are exploring Gardens by the Bay in Singapore. Spanning 260 acres, this waterfront urban garden is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Singapore. In 2005, the local government announced a plan to transform acres of wasteland into a garden. Long known as the Garden City, Singapore is working to improve the quality of life for its citizens and visitors by adding green spaces throughout the city and turning the Garden City into a city in a garden. Their first major step in that direction was the creation of Gardens by the Bay. This project was one of the largest garden projects in the world and took only 5 years to complete. The project broke ground in 2007 and opened to the public in June 2012. The result is an urban park with 3 waterfront gardens: Bay South Garden, Bay East Garden, and Bay Central Garden. Within those gardens are 24 attractions and 10 restaurants, including a food hall with just about every type of food a person could want. The Bay Central Garden spans 37 acres and includes an almost 2-mile-long waterfront promenade. The Central Garden links Bay South and Bay East Gardens. The Bay East Garden spans 79 acres and includes a mile-long promenade bordering the Marina Reservoir. From the East Garden, visitors are able to see a spectacular view of the city skyline. The Bay South Garden is the largest of the 3 gardens. It spans 130 acres, and the overall concept for this garden was inspired by the orchid, the national flower of Singapore, with the design of the garden flowing as roots, leaves, shoots, and blooms. There are 2 conservatories in the garden, the Flower Dome and the Cloud Forest. The Flower Dome is the largest glasshouse in the world. It covers 3 acres and replicates a cool, dry Mediterranean climate. There are 8 themed gardens within the glasshouse, as well as flower displays that change with the seasons. Here, visitors will find baobabs, an olive grove, a succulent garden, an Australian garden, South African garden, South American garden, California garden, and a Mediterranean garden. There are over 1.5 million plants from around the world in the gardens. The gardens include plants from all continents except Antarctica. The Cloud Forest is home to the second tallest indoor waterfall in the world. The building is taller than the Flower Dome but covers only 2 acres. The Cloud Forest replicates the cool, moist conditions of tropical mountain regions. Orchids, begonias, ferns, and mosses grow in profusion in the Cloud Forest. Themed areas include the Lost World, the Cavern, the Crystal Mountain, and the Secret Garden. The 2 conservatories showcase sustainable building technologies. Outside, 18 engineered tree structures called super trees dominate the landscape and command attention. Ranging in height from 82 feet to 102 feet, the trees act as more growing surface area as well as rainwater collection systems to self-cool the super trees. Over 200 species of plants are growing on the super trees. Inside the tallest super tree is the observatory, which includes a rooftop deck. From the roof, visitors will enjoy a 360-degree open-air view of the gardens and Marina Bay. Between 2 of the super trees is the OCBC Skyway, an elevated walkway that provides a unique perspective of the gardens. At night, the super trees light up with a coordinated music and light show. If you've ever been to Disney World and stayed for the light show at the castle, it's similar to that in inspiration. The super tree show is called Garden Rhapsody. The Heritage Garden offers visitors a chance to learn about Singapore's history through plants. The Heritage Garden is divided into 4 sections, emphasizing the 4 main cultural groups that have influenced Singapore and the economic importance of plants. The 4 areas are Chinese, Malay, Indian, and colonial. The Chinese garden shows the artistry of a traditional Chinese garden. Pine and Chinese pistache can be found here, along with Buddha statues resting under Bodhi trees. The Malay garden focuses on fruits and vegetables traditionally used for medicine and food. Coconut, durian, breadfruit, and starfruit grow here. The Indian garden shows the influence of Hinduism on culture and plants used in Ayurveda. Banyan trees and Asian Palmyra palm are found here. The colonial garden shows the importance of the world spice trade and cash crops on the Singapore culture and economy. Nutmeg, rubber, cloves, coffee, and cocoa grow in this garden. Aquatic plants and animals can be found at Kingfisher and Dragonfly lakes. Fish, aquatic birds, and of course dragonflies are found here. The lakes also act as a water filtration system for runoff. More information about the garden's sustainability efforts can be found on their website, and I've included a link in the notes. The Kingfisher wetlands are host to otters and over 200 mangrove trees. There's a natural rock pool, cascades, and a wildlife lookout. An indoor attraction called Floral Fantasy is reminiscent of something one might find at Disney's Epcot Center. It includes a 4D ride that simulates a dragonfly's flight through the gardens by the bay. There are also floral artistic displays that have been described as dreamlike and straight out of Alice in Wonderland. Other gardens include the Sun Pavilion, that includes more than 1,000 desert plants, the Serene Garden, inspired by Japanese Zen gardens, the Canyon, the world's largest collection of sculptural rocks, and the World of Plants, a selection of plants that show the biodiversity of a tropical rainforest. Families will enjoy bringing their children to the Children's Garden. There's an adventure trail with balance beams and swaying bridges. There's an early years play area suitable for children under the age of 5, a water splash play area for older children, and a rainforest treehouse for older children and tweens. Art lovers will enjoy the 200 sculptures found throughout Gardens by the Bay. The garden is open every day, but times vary for the indoor attractions. General entry is free, but some of the attractions do require the purchase of a ticket. Well, that's about it for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's garden. Thank you so much for listening. Join me tomorrow to find out where we're going next. I release a new episode every single day. As a reminder, you can learn more about the gardens featured on A Garden a Day by clicking on the links in the notes or by visiting our website, agardenaday.com. And if you like A Garden a Day, and I hope you do, please consider liking, subscribing, and telling your friends. If you're able, please also consider giving us a 5-star review. It lets me know you like the show, and it also helps others find the podcast. I really do appreciate your support. If all goes well, I'll be right back here tomorrow. See you then.